everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on the future of tech. So as we look towards more in this webinar, here's a quick agenda. We have a brief history. We have our emerging trends. We're going to look at strategies for success, real-world successes, and we're going to also examine some potential and thriving ecosystems. In the next slide, we would start with the history. What does the history look like? In order for anyone to succeed in life, you have to sort of sometimes learn from either past successes or mistakes. So generally, a brief history of the human revolution or evolution across time, we'll see that at the beginning of the human race, we would understand that individuals have actually been using their physical strength and ability to sort of source for strength and for living. But we move further beyond that to use or make use of domesticated animals. So we had animals around us, and then we domesticated them and made them do some of the work for us. For example, we used camels for transportation, for moving from one place to another across long distances. We also made use of the oxen to plow our fields for agriculture, and many other uses of animals at this time. We move beyond that to also making use of the plants. So plants in terms of medicine. Previously, before the major boom of medicine, we actually just used pure plants to sort of treat wounds, to heal infections and diseases at those earlier years. Nowadays, we also have some other uses of many of the natural resources that we can find around ourselves, like coal, oil, gas for energy, and we also have very recently nuclear energy. In the next slide, having looked at the history, we would also look at some notable exploits. So first exploit that we're going to examine here is the age of exploration. So this was a particular point in history where some individuals around Europe and the Americas decided that they were going to explore the world. So they wanted to see what lies beyond where they were living. So just imagine that you never had access to the social media. You never saw any other person that is not in your circle or in your physical environment or location. So this was one of the things that sort of gave them that confidence to move beyond their environment. And as this exploration started, it actually laid the foundation for globalization. So what we know now as the global world and the United Nations and all of that actually is a byproduct of exploration. So how would people have connected together, right? So that is about the age of exploration. Within this age of exploration, we have things like transportation of plants from one place to another using ships. In the next slide, we are also going to talk about another notable exploit, which is the Industrial Revolution, actually, that positions itself as a precursor to today's technological advancement. So the Industrial Revolution actually was a time of invention and innovation of many things like like electricity as we have it today, like fire. Okay, fire was maybe before the Industrial Revolution, but like the bulb was during the time of Industrial Revolution. We also have things like the mechanical loom for textile manufacturing and the steam engine for transportation. So the steam engine was one of the latest transportation discoveries that we humans used to make the train. So the train was one of the earliest transportation technologies. In the next slide, having talked about the history, looked at the history and some of present innovation, we're going to look at, okay, I think my screen is flipping. Okay, we're going to look at emerging trends, some emerging trends. So current emerging trends include, we have artificial intelligence among the current emerging trends that we have today. We have extended reality, we have sustainability tech. Most popular words or phrases today, AI, artificial intelligence, as one of the most important innovations across time. We have also, amongst these trends, we have extended reality, we have biotechnology, we have the Web3 blockchain, we have quantum computing, and we also have sustainability technology. In the next slide, we're going to start talking about artificial intelligence that is actually a type of advanced technology that tries to mimic the human intelligence. So what it tries to do is to help humans carry out tasks and to do these tasks faster. So common day-to-day tasks is able to do those tasks faster, and even tasks that humans cannot do. We are moving towards a time where AI is going to be able to do more than what humans can do, right? And there's this misconception about AI taking off jobs, but we'll get to that later on across this session. So AI generally has many practical applications within personalized healthcare, within the robotics and industry, manufacturing. We have use of AI with the use of chatbots nowadays, and we have also many other use cases. Inside of AI, we have things like natural language processing that is actually a function of understanding the human language. So this is one of the baselines of the foundations of AI, NLP, that helps to understand human language and other types of data actually. Some use cases here will be with medical research, in sentiment analysis of news feeds. I already mentioned chatbots in search engines, like your Google search engine makes use of natural language processing. In the next slide, we are now going to talk about generative AI. Okay, this is a subset of AI. We understand today that AI can generate new content for us. So for example, ChatGPT, which is one of the most popular AI systems that anybody can know today, anybody knows, you can just ask, oh, have you tried ChatGPT? Or have you tried Gemini? Okay. Or have you tried Copilot? Something like that. So we have generative AI now that can create new content, that can create new content like text, but even beyond text, we have images, we have video generation, we have music and audio generation. Basically, how this generative AI is powered by what we refer to as large language models that learn the structures and patterns within the data that it is trained on. So we train data on a system referred to as a model, and that model is able to help us carry out tasks, different type of tasks like generation tasks. Some applications of generative AI would be in the education industry, across your businesses. In the case that you want to improve your workforce productivity, you would need generative AI. So it's a no-brainer for you nowadays. You will need a generative AI tool, or you will need to implement generative AI into your workflows to make sure that you are able to move from the point that you are currently to that point that you want to be. We have other applications of generative AI with risk mitigation, finding out faulty software code and wrong transactions. So you want to point out fraudulent transactions or something like that. In the next slide, we would now talk about some other current trends. In the next slide, quantum computing is one of the most novel technologies of our time, and it's actually more futuristic because there's still a lot of research going into quantum computing. So quantum computing involves the use of quantum processors that underlying has what we refer to as atomic and quantum mechanics. So what that means is that a particular element, or should I say item. For example, if I have an item like a mug, it might have different type of states, right? So it might be here in this place that I am now, or it might be at another point in location. So, but there's still a lot of this research going into that. However, it's very much in use today. Even today, we have the use of quantum computing in something like the GPS. So the GPS is a location device that helps to determine your location on the earth. So I've been talked about quantum computing. We also have biotechnology in the space of biology and healthcare, and also agriculture, where we see the advances in gene editing and bioinformatics. In the next slide, yeah, we're going to look at sustainability tech very briefly. So we would remember that there was a time in, was it 2010, or yeah, I think it was 2010 there, about where we had global warming. So the world had this occurrence of global warming. So there was everywhere became hotter at some point. So people were like, what could have caused this heat, this warming across the world? So it was discovered that there was a lot of carbon. So there was a lot of greenhouse gas. So in the form of carbon. So what the whole world actually decided was that we have to develop what we refer to as sustainable development goals. So these sustainable development goals include now that we should try to not destroy our environment, but make it more habitable for us. And as we know it, the world keeps multiplying across time. So we want to find a way or means of accommodating more and more life across the world. So we want to try to grow trees. We want to do all of those sustainability things. There's also the use of technology to achieve that sustainability. But how do we do it? And how do we use technology? In order for us to do that, we want to eliminate some of the things that are generating carbon. So, for example, with your materials, the materials that are used to package things, you want to limit the carbon, or you want to limit materials that are not reusable. So, you want to use things like paper as against using plastic or metal. Also, we have the use of green hydrogen. So green hydrogen is one of another innovation of futuristic sort of technology, in the sense that you can now generate electricity and all these other technologies that you can see on the right in terms of solar energy and all that. You can use green energy to generate energy. I mean, green hydrogen rather, to generate energy, and with the byproduct not emitting carbon. So you want to reduce the carbon footprint at the same time. In the next slide, as we look at improving our environment, we also want to sort of make some money, if I may say, with the blockchain. So nowadays, the blockchain is very, very is a very looked upon sort of innovation that came up in around, I think, 2008-ish, when a group of people that were referred to as Nakamoto Satoshi or something like that, can't remember right now, but they came up with this idea of decentralization of transactions. So you want to decentralize transactions across multiple nodes so that you can make those transactions tamper-proof. So what that introduces is the possibility of reducing fraud to the barest minimum, in fact, to zero. So you can reduce and eliminate fraudulent transactions in the finance space and in other sectors of the economy, right, with the use of blockchain. We also have Web3, which is a vision for the next generation internet. So there's this postulation that we can make actually the internet more decentralized than it is today. So we have a centralized web today that everybody has access to everybody's data in some way, in one way or the other. But the Web3 vision is that everyone will have ownership of their own data, increasing security and other things like utility and having value for your data. All of that is the idea behind Web3, right? In the next slide, we're still talking about emerging trends. We're going to just quickly look at extended reality. So extended reality is quite a joyous one, if I may say, because extended reality looks at immersive technology, which means we are looking at a virtual world, but not a virtual world. So it's sort of like a combination of not just the virtual world alone, but the physical world with the virtual world. So that is actually mind blowing. You know, again, we mentioned about the COVID-19 earlier. Remember the period of COVID-19 where there was a lockdown, global lockdown. So that time when if people wanted to go to work, they can't go to work. So we had the idea of remote work. This remote work exposes us as the workforce to maybe there are some disadvantages, like not being able to actually experience the real world and all of that. So there is this technology referred to as extended reality, including virtual and augmented and mixed reality, such that you can, with the use of something referred to as a Google, you just wear a Google, and then you are inside a new world, the virtual world, or the metaverse, as we call it now, where you can actually have something that is very close to physical experience with other people. So there are different use cases for this extended reality. We have use cases in the therapeutics and healthcare with mental health conditions. We also have use cases with uh, edutech. So we have improving learning experience. So for example, if you wanted to take a practical class and you enrolled for an online um, degree, for example, you can actually have practicals now in the metaverse. So you just wear your Google and enter the virtual world and start carrying the chemical and mixing it, or tying the knot of something in one place, and then you have the practical even virtually, right? We also have virtual walkthroughs. You know, many things can be virtualized nowadays, so you don't have to you limit the movement of people, but that might also introduce some disadvantages that we would also find a way that could be something you can find a way uh, of building your own use case in terms of technology. Okay, how can we use technology to sort of counter the disadvantages of having extended reality globally? So in the next slide, we'll come back to that during the discussions. Let's look at some strategies for success. So some strategies for success, I have jotted some of them here. In the first one here is adaptability. So you need to be able to adapt to changes in your economy, in the world generally. So there is a lot of technology in our generation. Almost every day, every hour, there's something new coming out. We have Anthropic Cloud. They will say this model beats this model at this sort of task or something like that, or this model can talk or something like that. Just have it on your phone. You want to test all of those things out and see, okay, I see that this thing can do this. Okay, how can I combine this and this to do this? Right? So that's adaptability. You want to be able to adapt to those rapid technology changes, right? We also have innovation culture. You want to build a culture of innovation for your businesses. You want to encourage your teams to innovate from whatever they have. So in terms of things like software development, you want to innovate. You want to build new things that can solve problems in the society. We also have continuous learning. So there's the need to, as an individual, as a student, as even a global workforce, you want to be able to upskill yourself and harm yourself with this knowledge of improving and increasing technology advancement. Then encourage partnership with startups. You want to partner with other people that you see have succeeded or people that are your peers in order for you to succeed. This is one strategy. In the next slide, we'll see more strategies about around customer-centric design. So as a business or even as a team, you want to look at what are the pain points of my customers. How can my customer benefit from this as a project or product manager? You want to be able to build user-friendly, intuitive solutions. And also, as another strategy for success, you want to prioritize inclusivity in developing technology solutions. We also have data-driven decision making here. So you want to learn from data, you want to learn from past experiences. For example, if you had an e-commerce application, you want to be able to see your users' past purchases so that you can optimize recommendations for that particular users. So that is a strategy for success within the e-commerce business, and even within many other businesses nowadays. You would see the use of, you need to leverage those technologies like AI and data into your systems to succeed. Finally, here we have plan for resilience. So the CTO of AWS, Werner Vogels, said that he made this statement that everything fails at some point. So what that means is that you need to plan for failure. What this means, again, in turn, is that you need to design your systems to be able to withstand disruptions. So, for example, outbreaks. How fast can you recover from a failure? That will determine your resilience and some other metrics. You need to plan your metrics properly and make sure you build a very resilient system. As we've spoken about strategies for success, in the next slide, we are going to look at some of the real world successes currently that we already have. We have the Tesla here. I put the Tesla here. This is one of the solutions that includes sustainability tech. It includes the use of AI. It would also include things like, advanced robotics and many other inventions and technologies at this point. So the Tesla basically does not make use of fuel, so it does not emit carbon essentially. So that is making our environment more safe. We also have the use of AI, which is assisted driving. So it helps the driver to recover from any type of failure across the car system or the vehicle system. And then in the next slide, okay, yeah, in this same slide now, we have the use of AI tools. So we have some AI tools that are emerged as real world successes. I won't be surprised in 2025 when we have a new AI tool that says, I can do everything. You don't need to do anything. Just talk to me. In fact, as a matter of fact, there is the invention of new computers, supercomputers by Microsoft, that they are currently making computers that will work for you. So you just need to give it a few commands, very low code or low input computers that will do more for you. So those are the things that we can invent as people or as businesses to invest in ourselves and improve our successes. In the next slide now. So we have the rockets as SpaceX rockets. So SpaceX rockets are currently looking at reducing and eliminating costs for space exploration. So, we are exploring space now. I heard the other day that we're exploring Mars to look for where other people are going to stay when the world multiplies and all of that. While that is feasible, we want to be able to achieve this at reduced cost, right? So this is one of the projects that is ongoing, and we've been able to see some successes with this industry. With therapeutics and healthcare, we have pioneering of engineering, gene editing. So we spoke about the gene editing earlier. The gene editing is opens doors for for the ability to treat genetic conditions. So some individuals born with genetic disabilities can now be treated with the invention of gene editing with this CRISPR technology, right? We also have the use of Amazon's automation. So Amazon's automation makes use of robotics, a lot of robots for their logistics and supply chain in their e-commerce system. So you will see that Amazon is virtually almost everywhere in the world. So you can just go to Amazon and order stuff, What is fulfilling those orders currently? Most of the orders are being fulfilled by robots. So when the order is being fulfilled, then there is also an end fulfillment agent, which is an human being actually. But the main fulfillment agents are currently robots. In the next slide, having looked at the real world successes, we're going to look at some of the thriving ecosystems today. So we have a very big thriving ecosystem here at Cecure Intelligence Limited. Cecure Intelligence Limited is a thriving ecosystem for you as a technology as a technology consulting company. Cecure Intelligence helps startups and enterprises as well to deliver and build solution, and it will help you to scale as you would want to. So there are many things we do at Cecure Intelligence. We specialize in cloud solutions like with AWS, Google Cloud, with AWS, Azure, and other. We are partners to other technology software vendor providers. We also have a CIL Academy where we train people to upskill themselves and improve themselves. There are other thriving ecosystems around the globe, like the AI research community, like DeepMind and OpenAI. In the next slide, we would now talk about potential ecosystems. So some potential ecosystems for us now that you can start to look at as a business or as an individual is the fintech system, especially in Africa. There is a lot of potentials in Africa in fintech space on how to improve the finance industry. Also, we have health tech, we have agri-tech, improving agriculture development, and also looking for support from international investors. And we also have a lot of transformation in places like Dubai, where that is becoming an automated city, generally speaking now. So we have smart cities, actually. You can also sort of invest yourself in that kind of ecosystem. We have also some nations like Brazil and Argentina focusing on e-commerce, logistics, mobile tech. So you can see there's a Google at the right there on that individual. We can see the use of method of the Google for metaverse applications. In the next slide now, we also have other ecosystems that you can look to leverage your solutions across. We have the mobile first economies like Vietnam, which is actually a developed nation now that has increased so much in digital adoption. And also we have the use of renewable energy with technology to tap from untapped resources. So thank you so much for joining me on this webinar for exploring the future of tech. I'll hand you back to Toby right now. Thank you, Toby.
Yeah, thank you very much for that wonderful webinar. And we really have a lot of questions. We have questions from startup founders. We have questions from some people that are actually IT professionals. We have some questions from people that are students. They are very curious and they really want to know more. There's this question from this startup founder. He's actually located in Lagos. It was like, okay, about this IT trend, about this AI trend, how can he use this trend to actually grow his business, his startup? Do you get that question?
All right, I got the question, Toby. Thank you so much. So, in
You're
order
welcome.
for you to use these trends to grow your business, like we already discussed, we discussed about strategies for success, right? We talked about the positioning yourselves in terms of adaptability. So, you need to adapt as a business to rapid changing technology. You also need to look at the things like upskilling your workforce. So at Secure Intelligence, I know you would talk more about that. We have the CIL Academy that can help you upskill your workforce. We also have things around boosting your productivity by leveraging these emerging trends like AI and generative AI to boost your workforce productivity. Actually, if you invest into these systems, you will see a return on your investment and even across your business, right? So that would be my advice for you. Try to adapt, try to upskill your team, and also boost productivity by leveraging these current trends in AI.
Yeah, thank you very much for your answer. And I also like to add something also. As a startup founders, I know you are actually going to have many questions, and there are some things you actually be curious about that you actually want to know. And this webinar might not be enough to really talk about things that you really want to talk about. So due to because you're actually on this webinar, we are actually giving you a free offers. This actually costs thousands of dollars, but just because you're on this webinar, we'll be allowing you to actually talk with our experts. They actually are available 24 hours, but I'll be dropping the link now. So just go there and book a one-on-one section with our experts, and they will actually walk you through. Okay, these are the things you really need to know. They're actually going to walk you through. And also, we also have another question. Tolu, are you there? Tolu, are you
Yes,
there?
Toby. Yes, Toby.
Yeah, we also
Can
have
you hear me?
another question from someone. This is actually from UK, and this person is
All right.
actually an IT professional. This person is say we really understand how this AI trend is going. So people have actually lost their job to this AI trend. This person is saying, okay, how can he use this trend to my advantage so that the same thing does not also happen to him also. You get
All
that
right. Thank
question?
you so much, Toby. Thank you so much, Toby. The scare about job loss and all of that. Yeah, it's a real scare, but this is how I would answer that question, right? So there was a point in time where technology actually started. Not started, but was getting bigger around the 2000s. So during that time, most people did not have a laptop, for example, right? So one of the key things you need to do is to invest in yourself. So you need to invest in yourself by upskilling. So you need to learn about how to use these new uh, tools like AI to implement them in your own space. So, for example, if you're in the HR space, you want to see how can I leverage tech in HR? Or if you're in marketing, how can I leverage tech in marketing or sales? How do I leverage technology tools, the new AI tools that I find around myself? How can I leverage that? We also have upskilling, like I mentioned. We help you with upskilling here at Secure Intelligence Limited. We have our academy arm where you can enroll for courses. I'm sure Toby will speak more about that anyways. That is one of the ways that you would improve on yourself and you would not lose your job. In fact, you position yourselves for better opportunities, actually. I believe that should answer.
Yeah, thank you very much for that answer. And I also like to also add to that also. You really talked about something about CIL Academy, and I would like to like share more insight about CIL Academy. So one thing about CIL Academy is we have several programs on that CIL Academy. So first of all, this person who said is actually an IT professional. We have some programs that can actually make you add more value to yourself. First of all, we actually know okay, you need to take professional exams. Maybe you want to get a better job, or you want to get increments at work, or you want to increase your knowledge. So we need to say to this course, and we all know that this course is actually priced in dollars. And due to the inflation rates currently now, dollar is actually very, very expensive. And if you pay this course, you have to come back again and pay for it again. And it's really not very, very easy. So what we do is we actually make this thing very, very easy, and we have a program called WizLab. So what the WizLab does for you? So WizLab makes sure that you actually pass this exam just in one sitting. So you don't really need to think about, okay, I need to write this exam 2 times before I pass, or write this exam 3 times before I pass. So just one sitting is you're actually going to pass this exam. And we also have something called skill builder, or maybe as a startup founder, and you just actually migrate to tech cloud, and your ITs and your cloud don't really, yeah, not really, they don't really understand the platform very well, and this might really affect their productivity. And so you really understand they really need to actually acquire more knowledge. So this is actually where Skibida helps you. This contains over 600 courses plus, whereby you can actually go through them, and they're actually self-paced, or you can actually go there anytime of the day, anytime you're free, to actually go learn about these courses. And we also have what is called IoT, whereby is actually one-on-one with our experts. We can actually call flight to your site to also teach you also. So it depends on you, depend on which any of them that's actually the best for you, or you think that's most suitable for you. And also we also have another question also. This question is also from a student from Bangkok. This question asks, due to the job market risk going now, and most people are unable to get job, and this person is actually kind of afraid, and they actually requesting from even those jobs, they're actually requesting a lot of things. This person are also asking, how can he use this trend of IT, this trend of AI, to actually take advantage of this, so that when he actually graduates from school, he can actually get a better job. Do you get that question?
Yes, I got the question, Toby. Thank you very much. So as a student from Babcock, you would want to position yourself to learn more. So learning is ever evolving and continuous. So one of the key things I would advise is that you embrace these AI technologies and come to learn, bring yourself to the position where you are able to use them. And beyond just AI alone, there are other technology tools that you need to learn in order to position yourself for proper for the job market, right? Which is what you're scared of. But I would say don't be scared. You need to take it a step at a time. At Secure Intelligence Limited here, we have a CIL Academy that you can enroll into, where we help you and groom you on how to apply these technological trends into different environments. So back to you, Toby.
Yeah, thank you very much for that answer. And I also like to also add to that also. In CIL Academy, so we also have a program called ZTT, and as a student, this we really, really benefit you a lot. So what does ZTT do, and what is ZTT called? It means zero to techie. So due to like when you say the name, so what do we do for you? We take you from zero, so you don't really need to know anything. You don't need to study engineering, so you don't need to be bothered. Oh, I study mass comm. Oh, I study accounting. Oh, I study fishery. So you don't need to bother about anything. So we take it from zero. So you don't need to know anything about tech or be aware about anything about technology. We take it from zero to an expert in tech. And we have several programs. We have program in product management, and we have product programs in cloud engineering, and we have programs for people that are interested in data analysis, and we have programs for people that are actually interested in front end. And one good thing about this program is we also make sure you have access to our community. And there's an advert that really say if you don't go fast, you can actually go alone. But if you really want to go far in life, you need to work together with people in a community, people in that have the same like mind. And these are the things we provide for you in Seed Academy. And we don't just we are not just in this community, and we also give you current trends. So these are the things that actually happen in the industry. So we give before even this trend even go viral, we are able to see these trends, and we actually give these trends to you. Okay, these are the things that you really need to know. These are the things that actually these are the skills that are actually valuable. So we actually give those things. And also this actually ZTT actually costs $150. But just because you're actually part of this webinar and you're actually students, I've been able to get a very good deal from the management. They actually be giving some scholarship to some students. So maybe you want to start in tech. The link has been dropped in the comment section below. All you just have just need is we just need your resilience and just be ready to learn. You can just actually join our community, And when this registration started, just make sure that you actually register very fast, so that you don't miss out on this scholarship. And also lastly, I also like to also tell you that maybe you want to talk to any of our experts. There's actually a one-on-one section. You can actually go book that. The link has been dropped in the comment sections. It's actually free. It actually costs thousands of dollars. Of just because you're actually part of this webinar, we're actually going to be giving that for free. And this thing is actually for everybody. Maybe you're a startup founders and there are some technology you want to build, some technology that you believe that's actually going to take your business to the sky, or is going to take your business into a global business. So just book a one-on-one section with our experts, and we are so passionate about your business. We want to see your business grow. We want to see your business grow into a global business, not just your business thriving within Africa or within Nigeria only. And just come talk to us, and we are actually going to make that happen. And also, I also like to tell you that this webinar is actually recorded. You can go to our YouTube channel to watch this webinar. But without anything you actually missed, you can go watch this webinar. Or maybe you didn't join this webinar earlier. There's some things you missed earlier. You can go watch this replay of this webinar also on our YouTube channel. Or you have a friend that is currently in the traffic or currently busy and can't actually watch this webinar currently. You can just copy the link and actually send to your friend, so that your friend can also take advantage of this webinar also. And you can also reach out to us on any of our social media platform, maybe the YouTube or maybe Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter that is currently called X. You can also reach out to us, and we are always there to answer to all your questions. My name is Andy Oluwatobiloba Oluwaseun. Till we meet again, have a wonderful day.